Hi, welcome to Cloud Eagle's Insights in Minutes. Let's kick this off with a big question. Why is cloud migration on everyone's radar in 2025? It feels like even the most traditional companies are moving to the cloud, and it's not just for show.
Absolutely, it's become a must do, not a nice to have. Businesses are realizing they need to modernize just to keep up scalability, security, and honestly, not getting left in the dust by competitors who are innovating faster. The cloud unlocks all that.
And it's not just about speed or being flashy, right? There's real pressure to reduce costs, boost reliability, and stay compliant with all those ever changing regulations. But picking a provider is overwhelming. So many options look similar at first glance.
For sure. And that's where having the right migration service provider matters. They don't just move your data, they handle everything from strategy to ongoing optimization. So you're not just in the cloud, but actually getting value from it, which leads right into what these providers really do for businesses.
So let's dig into that. What exactly does a cloud migration service provider do? I think a lot of people imagine it's just a big data upload, but it's so much more complex.
It's a full package. They assess your current systems, help plan what moves and what stays, and handle the technical details like data transfer and app rewrites. The best providers also minimize downtime, optimize performance, and bake in security from the start.
That downtime part is huge. Even a few hours offline can hit revenue or erode trust. I love how the top firms use automation and proven frameworks to keep migration smooth, so you can basically keep working while everything shifts under the hood.
Exactly. And beyond the technical lift, they make sure your solutions are scalable and compliant for the long term. Honestly, it's their expertise that can make or break the whole cloud journey. Speaking of expertise, have you noticed how many different migration approaches there are now?
It's almost dizzying. There's rehosting, replatforming, refactoring, and even replacing old apps with SaaS. Each one seems to fit a different business scenario, right?
Yeah, and sometimes companies use a mix like running a quick lift and shift for some tools, but refactoring others to take advantage of microservices or serverless platforms. The right provider will help map out that strategy so you don't overcomplicate things or miss out on savings.
And they're not just moving stuff around. They're planning things like data encryption, backup, regulatory compliance. Some even use tools like Kubernetes or Terraform to automate the process and reduce risk.
What surprises me is how much attention goes into governance and cost optimization, making sure you're not overpaying or leaving security gaps. The best partners keep a close eye on everything from compliance to spending. That brings us to the big question. Who are the standout service providers right now?
This list for 2025 is quite the lineup. AWS, GCP, Azure, they're the big three, of course. But then you have consultants like Accenture, Capgemini, Infosys, and specialized firms like Rackspace or IBM. Each one brings something different.
Totally, it's not just the tech giants anymore. For example, AWS leads in global scale and variety, but their pricing gets complicated. Azure is perfect for enterprises deep into Microsoft products. Google Cloud attracts teams with AI and analytics needs.
And those consultants, they're key for complex projects like moving decades of data or meeting strict compliance in finance or healthcare. Firms like Accenture or Deloitte build custom strategies rather than just providing tools.
Some companies lean on managed service providers like Rackspace for ongoing support, especially if they lack a big IT team. Or they might go with vendors like Capgemini for huge SAP migrations. The landscape is really about matching needs to the right expertise.
Right. And it's easy to focus on features, but picking the right provider is more about fit, industry experience, multi cloud support, security chops. So, what should companies look for when choosing? Let's get practical. If you're a business leader trying to pick a provider, where do you even start? There's so much jargon thrown around.
Honestly, certifications and experience in your industry are a must. You want a partner with real-world wins in similar environments, especially if compliance or security is a big deal for your team.
And don't sleep on transparency. Some of the best providers lay out pricing, support levels, and roadmap details upfront. That way, you're not hit with surprise costs or unclear deliverables.
It also pays to ask about multi-cloud or hybrid support. Avoiding vendor lock-in can be a game changer if your needs shift. And those who offer ongoing monitoring, automation, and clear ROI tracking, they're worth their weight in gold. Speaking of ROI, have you seen how tools like CloudEagle.ai are streamlining post-migration cost control?
Yeah, that's a fascinating area. Migration is just starting line, ongoing cost optimization and compliance take over fast. Tools like Cloud Eagle, AI use AI to track usage, spotlight waste, and help renegotiate contracts before you overspend.
What's cool is how it spots things you might miss, like unused licenses or duplicate SaaS tools lurking in departments. That visibility keeps budgets in check, prevents shadow IT, and even helps enforce procurement policies automatically.
And it's not just about cutting costs. With dashboards and contract intelligence, you can actually forecast spending and benchmark vendors, which makes your next negotiation way more data driven.
Definitely. Plus, when compliance audits pop up, you've got all the usage data and policies at your fingertips. It's the kind of post-migration support that makes cloud journeys sustainable, not just possible. That's a big piece of why picking the right provider and tools matters so much.
Switching gears a bit, let's talk about the US market. There are special considerations like local data, residency, and time zone support. Some providers really shine in this space for healthcare, finance, or government projects.
That's true. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, IBM, and Rackspace all have deep US footprints and offer compliance with things like FedRAMP and HIPAA. Local support teams and regional data centers can be make or break for regulated industries.
And for mid market firms, having 24/7 US based support like you get with Rackspace can really ease nerves during migration and after. Businesses shouldn't underestimate the peace of mind that real time local help brings.
Exactly. The bottom line is whether you're a startup or a Fortune 500, there's a cloud migration solution tailored for your situation. And with demand only rising, making a smart, strategic choice now sets you up for long-term digital success. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Insights in Minutes.